How's it going, everybody? Lawler here, and hope you guys are all doing well. We've got some RLCS roster updates for y'all today. Before we go into those, as always, if you guys do not know, check out the roster document. It's in the description down below. And yes, we have finally done it upon much request. We finally have a Discord link in here. Go follow all the socials. Helps me out greatly if you guys want to stay up to date on all things Rocket League related or be part of the community and discuss what is going on in the space. We've got our general news, but as always, right side is rumors, things that have not been confirmed yet, with things that are confirmed on the left-hand side, times and dates, all that kind of fun stuff. With that in mind, a couple fun ones to talk about today. The first one going to be Luminosity is back in the space and some grief that comes along with it. Some people pretty upsetty spaghetti about this one. First and foremost, Luminosity does come back in after dropping the former RMC guys, and they pick up Sphinx, the 15-year-old wonder kid, ZPS, and Sosa with Mektos, a name I have not heard in a while, as coach. They're going to be going to compete in the APAC region. Again, these minor regions, I wish and I really, really hope that we end up seeing a international trade restriction rule put into place where 2/3 of your roster has to be from the region and you can only import one player per season, or something to that extent, because I think it's unfortunate that we are seeing players that have kind of not been able to live up to the expectation in their own regions, then move and kind of farm others. It doesn't help for growth and development. It's kind of unfortunate, but I've heard people are like out in Malaysia or something to that extent. I don't know what the exact location is where they're going to be competing, but I will say though, Sphinx is very good. Definitely a player to keep your eyes on. Along with this announcement, there was definitely some negativity that was brought on the timeline, both from the agents of former players repped by them, as well as otherwise, basically saying that Luminosity is a scumbag org and that they're terrible and that they do some things. There was also conversations from months in the past that were alluded to, and we're assuming it's about LG. This is not confirmed, about how, an org that signed a team tried to remove signing bonuses a few days after they were signed and not fulfill their end of the agreement and a bunch of other things. So Luminosity not getting a good look, but am happy on the side of the players being provided support. So at least there's that. But yeah, some not good things about Luminosity that came on the timeline. A lot of those messages were deleted, so it's tough to really show the things on that. But ultimately, yeah, some pretty awful stuff, it sounds like, from that organization. But at the end of the day, if you're a player and you're getting represented, you're getting paid on time, hard to complain. Up next, we've got the GOATs, Squishy, Garrett, and AyyJayy, although all retired, are coming in full bore with some content team stuff. And I honestly think this team is going to steal the show. For a lot of people who have watched this stream or have watched this YouTube channel, I've talked about, like, if I was running an organization, I think there is more value in signing a content creator team because there's more upside and more value potential from 3 people. Like, if I could sign like a Chief Beef, a Jamaican Coconut, and like Tenacity or something, and had that as my team, sure, they may not win. We may not go to majors, but I think the cost of their salaries is going to be significantly less. And the amount of people that if I go, hey guys, I need you to compete in every RLCS. I need you to sign up for every qualifier. I need you to stream all of them. I need you to make videos around them. I think the value is much better in that regard. And being completely honest, I think this team has a lot of upside as well. The only thing is it's going to be tough for them to get signed by an organization because Squishy is a co-owner of Cloud9 and Garrett is a co-owner of C9. So you can't really do that, in my opinion. But at the same time, Garrett's going to pull a good viewership. Squishy's going to pull a good viewership. And realistically, AyyJay's still really dang good. And so are the other two. So I have full expectations of this team upsetting a lot of people into the RLCS top 16 for NA. I have firm belief that this team is going to be like the epitome of a gatekeeper team for a lot of people coming in. So realistically, I'm very excited to see what they do. I don't know what their team name is going to be if they end up going by Unks or something like that, even though they're all still children in my eyes. Garrett retired after a 10-year career and he's still only 23. Still a very young kid. But a lot of experience, and if they have no pressure on like, hey, we're not going to be scrimming, we're not going to be trying super hard, this and that, they're just going to come in and play and do their thing. I still think top 32 as a minimum, like talent-wise, they will be fine. So maybe they have a competitive match. The new format, which we'll talk about in a upcoming video where we break down what's happening in the first split, where there is a GSL bracket and everything else, we will discuss, and it does make it a little bit more competitive, but realistically, there's a lot of chances and a lot of opportunities for this team to play upset, and I am not going to be surprised when it happens. I think this team could definitely turn some heads. Very excited for this team. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Outside of that, the last one we've got for you today is a big rumor and a big conversation piece, as many of us have been wondering what the heck is going on with Rise. There was conversations about him potentially joining the former Oxygen team with Joyo and Archie. We've also heard conversations of how Rise does not want to compete with one of those players anymore due to work ethic and other problems that they've seen. And a lot of us have been left questioning what is going on with Rise as a very talented player and one that is able to basically make any team he joins better. We do get a rumor from today from Achilles. Again, rumor, not confirmation, but based upon us not hearing anything else about Rise, it seems potentially more likely and probable than unlikely. And joining Nalpo in MENA under the Twisted Minds banner. Benefit of Twisted Minds, guaranteed pay, good support staff, and reliable. Who their third would be, totally different situation. Now, if you guys don't remember Nalpo used to be that new up-and-comer, one of the more talented players, and has so much left to give. But due to some circumstances of things that he was said and that were released, dropped from the Rule 1 team, and ultimately Rule 1 just completely leaving the scene, let alone all esports in its entirety. Sunless disappeared, and Civic just backed out, like they're done. So pretty crazy contrast. As for who their third would be, I don't know what they're going to go with. There is some very talented players. You're also talking about that GK roster with Nick trying to rebuild around what I assume is the younger, like Nush, Dr. Known, Ops, or I forget all the player names off the top of my head, but it's the former Team Rock roster before they got picked up. There was rumors of them trying to pair, and I've heard that even that team is trying to do like 2 new up-and-comers that have shown promise, kind of like a Snowman version in MENA, and then pairing that with a talented EU player or a veteran. We'll see if that ends up happening. But as of right now, the Rise Nalpo could be a pretty threatening team. Who they pair with that, I do not know. I don't know what it's going to look like, but a lot of potential. We'll see what ends up happening. But that is what we've got for our roster stuff today. Pretty quick, pretty short here. As more and more teams are starting to get finalized, we'll have more details for you guys. As always, if you want to make sure you don't miss out on it, like, subscribe, notifications, all that stuff down below. Link to the roster document as well with all my socials. And as always, if you guys enjoy the content, make sure you guys hit the support buttons. It's greatly appreciated. And we'll catch you in the next video. Peace.